Newsflash. Newsflash. France are quite good at rugby, it turns out. I don't know if you were aware of that, but I can confirm. How you doing?
Yeah, it's fun.
Good?
Fine. Good game.
You speak okay English?
No, a little bit. Sorry.
Are you French?
Yes.
How good is your team?
French?
Yeah.
I'm from Paris.
Your team, your French rugby team. Mwah.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is first time. First time.
First time watching France?
Yes.
First time rugby or
No,
first time France?
First time France.
The rugby national team.
Yes, but 42.
Yeah.
42 points.
No, that there, 61 wasn't it? Or lots of points. Anyway.
See you. Sorry.
Bonne chance for la Coupe du Monde. That's actually a perfect point. So I've come out here literally at full time. This team are inspiring a nation. The atmosphere in there was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It was the same, I have to say, for Namibia against France in Marseille. I can only imagine what it's going to be like next weekend in Paris when they play most likely South Africa. It's going to be off the chain. It's something very, very special, and it's just one of those occasions where I feel very, very grateful to be here. And so thank you for your support on the channel. I'm Tim. This is Egg Chasers at Lyon, where France have just, 60 points to 7 in the end. That ended. Absolute beatdown of Italy. And yeah, these fans, I mean, it's actually quite quiet outside the stadium now. That's because most of them are still in there, because they're absolutely bonkers. There were so many fans here 3 hours before kickoff. There were so many in the ground an hour before kickoff, and they're still in there now having a party. It's very, very special. I was chatting to a French rugby fan earlier in Lyon, and he was saying that rugby is kind of a working class sport in a lot of cases in France. And yeah, you definitely get that sense, that connection between just like the everyman on the street and this national team. It's fantastic to watch. They've got the best 2 national anthems in rugby, arguably, or definitely 2 of the very best, and I just set the game up perfectly. A couple of bangers there, and France started the party early, didn't they? Just getting on with the job straight away. And a crazy stat, again, I don't know if Hugo Monnier mentioned this in the commentary in the ITV in England, but I was chatting to him in the media area before the game, and one stat he mentioned is that France, I think what he said, France have only been behind in a game at half-time under Fabien Galtier once. One time that's happened, and that was against Ireland in the Six Nations, that epic game last year, or earlier this year, sorry. That's just an unbelievable stat, and for the knockouts, that's absolutely huge. The ability to get out and get a lead is going to be massive. Equally, I look at it from the other perspective as well and think they haven't actually been tested having to chase a game and come from behind, except for that Ireland game, and might they need that experience in a knockout game? There's something to think about. But yeah, they started really well. Well done. Well done. They started really well. There was powerful runs, soft hands, deception in the running lines, little like Wokie's lift out of contact for that Penaud first try. By the way, I was trying to work it out in the ground. The Seven Nation Army, I think they were singing, much like England fans sing, "O Maru Itoji." I think they were singing, "O Cameron Woki," but I couldn't tell if it was Damien Penaud. So if you can let me know in the comments, that'd be absolutely awesome, because I don't know. Yeah, in terms of like technical ability, last night watching New Zealand and last week watching New Zealand, and I've seen France twice now as well, the technical ability of these players, like the All Blacks, is just off the chain. Honestly, every other game I've been to at this Lyon stadium, and this is game number 4 in this stadium, 4 or 5, every other time this has been packed by this point, and it's still relatively empty, and you can hear, I don't know if you can hear, but it's still going off in there. It's pretty special. Yeah, Cyril Bay needs a like a hand moisturiser company to come and sponsor him, because he has got the softest hands in rugby despite being a massive man. Louis Bier-Barré has got ridiculous footwork. Damien Penaud, right? Damien Penaud, he plays like someone, like a player in a video game. That's basically, if you imagine that, what would you do if you were controlling a player in a video game? That's how Damien Penaud plays rugby. He is just a joy to watch. And I've just got to take a moment for Maxime Lucu and Mathieu Jalibert, because they, like tonight, last week, through this tournament, they made me forget during that game about Antoine Dupont, like the best player in the world, and Romain Ntamak. And albeit it's Italy and it's Namibia, the games I've seen, but they kind of, that they've been involved in, but they've made me forget about those. And Jalibert, in the case of the New Zealand game, he was absolutely fantastic then as well, wasn't he? Italy, let's talk about them for a second, because, you know, yin and yang. For all the good, there's bad as well. They were dire again. I think Michele Lamaro's face, the captain, when he went off after 43 minutes, that said it all. I could see from the very second back row where I was how absolutely devastated he was. I don't know if there was a close-up on him. I assume there probably was on the telly, but that kind of said it all. He was just dejected. And yeah, they've gone backwards, haven't they? Just to think that a few weeks ago we were describing this as Italy's best ever side going into a World Cup. We knew Pool A was going to be really tough with France and New Zealand in it, but they've been such a letdown. They really have. And just naive, the way they played. That opening exchange, received the kickoff, played it a couple of phases, and just did the most aimless kick to Tomo Ramos with no one from Italy within 30 metres of him. Ramos ran it back with interest. France go and score, and it was like that all night. And I'll tell you one of the issues with Italy, they've become so predictable. You know what they're going to do. Because they're like a running rugby team, and that's become their DNA, and we love Italy, they're a real running rugby team. Yeah, fine, but you've got to have the threat of something else, otherwise you become so easy to defend. And so France just stacked their defensive line, flew up in their face, knowing that Italy weren't really going to kick it. And when they did kick it, it was generally terrible. So they've got some serious work to do. What a letdown they have been, and to ship another 60 points. Right, so I think their points difference, they've conceded 181 points in this tournament. In a pool with Uruguay and Namibia, they've shipped 181 points in 4 games, and they've scored 107. It's woeful. I do like Brex still, though. And I hope the little pixie, Ange Capowazzo, is okay. And they should have had another try, let's be honest. Right, so in the first half, the game was already lost, and then Ferrari goes over for that try, which gets disallowed for, well, it's Ferrari himself, on that head contact, I'm saying that in quotation marks, on Maxime Lucu. Right. I'm on a bunch of WhatsApp groups, right? And one of the WhatsApp groups I'm on, or a couple of them actually, they were all saying the same thing. Why are the commentators not calling this out, right? So commentators, pundits, newspapers, all the rest of it, they don't want to be seen to be disagreeing with these kind of decisions anymore. I'll do it. That's why it's cool being on YouTube. That's why you should subscribe and follow and leave your comments. That was a try. And you can't mitigate for every head contact or near head contact, and nor should we try to. Accidents sometimes happen on a rugby pitch. Well, rugby, accidents sometimes happen on a rugby pitch. Capiche?
Allez les bleus!
Allez les bleus, indeed. Allez les bleus, indeed. Yeah, that was we're at the point now where the whole point of this, the law changes and around head contact, was to change behaviour, which I totally understand. You know, but it was about changing behaviour. Ferrari changed his behaviour. He dipped low, and he just still accidentally, it looked to me like more chest riding up to neck area anyway. So I think it's debatable on the merits, but he'd already changed his behaviour and he did dip. And it didn't matter tonight, and in some of the other pool games, decisions like that haven't mattered. Next week it's quarter-final. If that decision happens in a tight game, oh my God, it's going to kick off. It's going to kick off. So we've just got to calibrate where we're at with this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I was seeing from where I was in the stand and just watching the big screen. Tell me what you think in the comments. But I felt sorry for Italy on that one. That said, I will say France's tackle height discipline is noticeable. And I think I mentioned this after the Namibia game. Their tackle height discipline is absolutely superb. It's great to watch. You can see them fly up in their defensive line, then the last couple of steps before contact, they slow their footwork down and they dip, really drop. So Speak English?
Yes, I speak English, yeah.
How good is your team?
Well, quite good, no? What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very good.
Very good.
South Africa, do you fancy your chances?
I think South Africans are afraid of French people. Yeah.
Oh, shots
I think
fired.
so. No, you don't think so?
You think Razzie's scared?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think you're scared. Yeah.
Oh, so if England get to a semi-final and you're there, I am scared.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I am scared. Bonne
you
chance.
too. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, no, if England get to a semi-final, I'll be happy, but I will be terrified, whichever of France or South Africa is waiting there, because I think it will be an inevitable defeat, frankly, as everything France did tonight seemed inevitable. What was I saying? Yeah, tackle height discipline. It's great, clearly, and with the laws, and I think there's one thing, like I'm saying, Carl Dixon got it wrong on this occasion, TMO, they got it wrong on that Ferrari try. But, and it's fine, I'm in a position where I can moan. Fabien Galtier hasn't, and his team and rugby players at the Rugby World Cup haven't got the luxury of being able to sit back and moan about it. They've got to get on with life as it is on the ground, and they're dealing with it. And I think it's very noticeable every time I see them how well they're doing at that. So, yeah. Mention that South Africa guy to that French fan. And it did strike me, as I was thinking about this, France's last like real tough game was New Zealand, and that was 1 month ago tonight. That was 4 weeks. Is that 4 weeks ago now? 5 weeks ago. Yes, it's 5. Oh, I've lost track. 4 weeks ago tonight. Yeah, it was the 7th of September. It's now the 6th of October. 8th of September. Now it's the 6th of October. Yeah, so it was 1 month ago. Yes, your team are very good. Very good. Yeah. Are you English?
Welsh.
Welsh. Oh, come on in.
What's your name?
Tim.
Cocker.
Yeah.
Rugby pod.
Yeah, nice.
Of course, yeah, you
nice.
did very good.
Yeah, how you doing? Come on in, boys. Come on in.
Cheers,
Come on
how you
in.
doing?
What's your name, sorry?
Tom.
Tom
You
and
did very good.
Alan.
Alan. Right. How good are France?
Fucking well.
Oh, no, language.
Sorry.
That's all right,
Sorry. Yeah, brilliant tonight, wasn't it? Boys, come in here. We got French.
Come on in.
Australia? Where you from?
England.
England. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My English is not very good, but
Well, it's better than my French.
yeah. My English is better than your French?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
That's because we're ignorant in the UK, aren't we?
We are, Tim.
We
Yeah.
are. So just talk to me about
Yeah, go
that.
on.
Like that. That's just ridiculous. Damien Penaud, what a freak.
What a player. Just beats tackles like no tomorrow. Just drifts through every single time. When he went on ninja, we were worried because obviously Intermac already gone. Dupont here and there. Like we were like, is this France? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Can they afford to do it?
I think a lot should be said though of how bad Italy have gotten since the Six Nations.
He's right.
This fixture was 4 or 5 points apart in February, in March,
Is it 29-25?
29-25.
Hey, I love the knowledge.
And now all of a sudden it's become a chasm. Italy are in a really bad shape.
Like, and we have to look at tier 2 nations. How are we going to improve that to make this tournament better? Do we expand it so there's less tier 1 nations with tier 2 teams? How do we let them play against more tier 1 nations?
These guys, you two should have a podcast.
But particularly with Portugal,
Get us on sometime. Where's Phil and JB?
Portugal don't look awful. Uruguay's attacking shape has been incredible.
Chile attacking shape as
Chile's
well.
attacking shape has been
But
incredibly fun. to
Those
watch.
two teams have benefited from the World Rugby conditioning coach that they send out every 4 years. So last time it's Uruguay, this time it's Chile. So you can see the benefit for these tier 2 nations have from the exposure to top quality coaching.
This is a really bad time for Italy. Like we can say, certainly New Zealand looked extremely good when they played Italy. France have looked extremely good when they played Italy. They're scary teams. Everyone knows how good they are. But what does this mean for Italy?
We all know your opinion. What do you think?
Well, I was saying only a few weeks ago we were describing this as Italy's best ever team.
I agree, we were also saying before the game, probably the best bar Parise, Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Listen, I know sorry, Jake, I don't mean to say this. Like,
Well, no, I hope he gets back
and
and
can
can
play.
play.
Back because you are one of the best players I've ever seen this seven.
Yeah.
You'd be sound for England if you had picked England, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a particularly tough one as well. This group is extremely difficult for Italy. I don't think anyone expected them to do very well. They've done very terribly. France are good, New Zealand are good. It's not like a...
them not going through to the quarterfinals isn't a surprise. Them getting their pants pulled down twice is a massive surprise.
This bad. I didn't expect it.
And meanwhile, your boys, defying all the critics.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the return of Gatland. Obviously, Six Nations didn't look great, but we trust in Gatland. Stuck with it. and we looked brilliant, didn't we?
Hey.
There is a very small chance.
Yeah.
Very small, don't get me wrong. There's 4 teams in the tournament, right? We all know there are 4 teams that might win this tournament. The 5th team is Wales.
Oh,
We might be the most physical team in this tournament.
South Africa.
We are capable of matching anybody at any level,
How many of them have you had?
and a lot. And we have scored a lot of points, which is something that Wales have not done for a long time. We're not a point-scoring team. We haven't been. Even under Gatland at his peak, we weren't a point-scoring team. We've just scored a ton of points.
Yeah, you just make yourselves very, very hard to beat, which is what you did 4 years ago and almost turned over what became the world champions.
I wouldn't want to play us. I wouldn't want to play Wales right
It was,
now.
Ashley wasn't on BBC, said the team he wouldn't want to meet is Wales. And that's fair enough, because defence-wise, we're so hard to get through.
Well, I mean, look, Wales have done brilliantly, but I would choose to play Wales ahead of South Africa, France,
yeah, but
New
you play a
Zealand,
side to the
Ireland.
draw.
And you'd be wrong.
Oh yeah, side of the draw.
You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong.
So I love
Right.
it, love it,
Okay.
boys. Top
Love
man.
the pod. Have a great
Top
time.
man.
while you're
Have a
here.
good one.
Have a good one.
Look up.
I love it. Love it. I love rugby fans. I love being here at the World Cup, and I'm going to go and get in amongst the fans a little bit more. That's the kind of conversation you just have with strangers outside rugby grounds, isn't it? Knowledgeable, love their rugby, and well, he's knowledgeable, loves his rugby because he knows the pod, he knows the YouTube channel. Thank you very much for your support. Hit subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.